If you're a coach and or a course creator and you want to know how you can tweak or improve your current growth in terms of your platform, your following, and the consumption of your free content in a way that costs you no money whatsoever, well, this video is for you. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs who want their content marketing to convert content consumers into paying customers. Look, I've had 8 years of experience coaching what's become thousands of people in total, and a lot of what I've seen has led me to create this video about how to improve your professional coaching brand. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get the help that entrepreneurs like you need to succeed with content marketing that drives traffic to your business so that you can do more business. I recently did a video entitled Tips to Build Your Professional Coaching Brand, and it gives you the key to unlock the door that's been blocking your ability to get views on your videos and other content, as well as ideal customers to support you as both a professional coach and or course creator. So if you haven't watched that previous video yet, be sure to check it out after you're done watching this one. Now, let's get more into some really useful tips about how to improve your professional coaching brand. It's likely not what you think. When it comes to the subject of how to improve your professional coaching brand, a lot of people who come to me, for when it comes to the creation of their free content and or the content they'll use for organic content marketing purposes, well, they'll often go for the head fake of thinking about gear when they want to improve their brand. They think that they need better gear, more gear, that sort of thing. And then their content will perform better for them, bring more conversions for them. But usually, it's like I've said before on my channel, your gear is not your problem and your gear is not your solution. Well, 99% of the time that's the case. As long as what your audience sees isn't laggy, dark, or grainy, and as long as your audio is good enough so that there's no crackling and people can understand you or whatever else they're listening to, especially when you're first starting out, good enough, well, as they say, good enough is good enough. To start anyway. Can and should you upgrade to the coolest, slickest gear later? Sure. Once your business is making money, that is. If you're in the 1% of entrepreneurs who are content creators where things are laggy, your sound is crackly or super poor, yes, invest in gear now, but 99% of you starting out have good to great gear anyway. You could have Tony Robbins' gear, and it's still not going to solve the problems that you really likely have as you're starting out and or seeking traction and growth. And that problem is likely discoverability. Check out the rest of this playlist of videos galore for solving your discoverability and or visibility problems. And likely you have a lack of community to back you as an entrepreneur, as a creator of content, both free and paid. That's it. If what your ideal customer sees when they do find your video or other social media content, well, if what they see is good enough and your sound is good enough, then you're good enough to go for now. And you can up level later when it comes to gear later when you've gotten enough conversions that are bringing you email list opt-ins and more importantly, actual income. And when you've otherwise got a community to support you through buying your paid offerings, coaching packages, courses, and even merch, supporting your YouTube channel, supporting you on Patreon, etc., then you're good. Even if you're really hard at work at solving your discoverability issue through proper optimization of your organic marketing content and or your free content, it won't matter if a bunch of people find you but don't vibe with you and therefore don't subscribe or follow you or give you views on your live streams and edited videos that say you upload to YouTube or otherwise follow you and engage with your posts on social media. So, community is everything. What you save in terms of money on gear that for now you don't likely need to upgrade in order to grow, you have to spend or expend in terms of sweat equity. But I don't want you grinding your face off endlessly creating on platforms such as YouTube or even TikTok or Instagram that really isn't going to help you past a certain point either. And my video, Top 5 Mistakes Professional Coaches Make, will explain in more detail why that's the case. That video actually can help to save time for you so that you can spend more time wisely, putting sweat equity into something different. And that's community building. Whatever size community you already have, you've got to nurture it or it won't grow, and it certainly can go stale. Comment in response to other people's comments. So if you upload a YouTube video, for example, be especially sure to set aside like 30 minutes to respond to any comments that the new video gets, because the YouTube algorithm loves that freshness, that speed, and will reward you all the more for it. Plus, gee, the humans love that response, especially when it's quick. And when that happens, when someone gets attention, they'll keep seeking it. And if you keep giving it, you'll get more comments, more interactions, and yes, more boosts from the YouTube algorithm in this example. This goes the same on any other platform out there right now. Why does this work so well? You're keeping users both happy and on the platform longer by doing that. That's why you get the extra algorithmic boost, if you will. You also want to spend time, and in the beginning, before you're super big, you can do this a whole lot more, but you want to spend time after you're done responding to comments to go to your commenters' YouTube channels and comment on one of their videos too, or go to their Instagram account and do the same thing there, and so on. That's going to make that person more likely to keep coming back for more. And if they haven't subscribed to you yet, they will. If they haven't looked for you yet on Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms than they first found you on, right, they may start to follow you all there too, because look, that sort of thing happens. Do not subscribe to someone's channel, though, and then reach out to them all sub for sub style, though. That's spammy, and it ticks people off. It violates the terms of service on YouTube and, well, pretty much on any platform while we're at it. And it's kind of not worth it. If you're not going to give that person's YouTube videos views, even on an irregular basis moving forward, then you know what? It's a waste of time for everybody. But you're an entrepreneur who, through your organic content marketing, is also a creator who's very cleverly engaged in the activity of networking. And if someone decides on their own that they like your content and they're going to keep coming back, that's their prerogative. And it does make sense in their case. But here's another thing to consider when you're figuring out how to improve your professional coaching brand so that it grows in terms of platform size, platform support, and eventually, we hope, in terms of income production for you as a content creator who's also a straight up entrepreneur with bills to pay and needs to sell coaching packages and or courses. And that is the idea that your networking can mine gold. Not just in terms of creating a ton of goodwill for your brand, which is still important. Your networking can mine gold, not just in terms of driving more traffic to your YouTube channel, let's say, and getting you some more subscribers with every wave of visitors that you network with or engage with. And hey, before I forget, once someone comes to your channel or comes back to it, you want to have a cohesive branded experience going on that will resonate with them more and more effectively and compel them towards you and your content more. So make sure you check out my Pro Coach Branding Basics series playlist, because that's got like 7 levels of things you may never have thought of before that can help you on that front too. No, your networking of a different type can help you mine gold in terms of how to improve your professional coaching brand in a very different way too. Nothing's going to get you visibility more effectively in a very concentrated way over and above networking with or collaborating with another creator or on YouTube or anywhere else. I'm serious. Don't view another entrepreneur who's creating content like yours as competition here, as long as they're not a direct competitor, of course. But even someone whose offerings are complementary to yours, well, that's fine. So unless folks are direct competitors, think of them as potential collaborators. This is not sub for sub or anything that boils down to sub for sub, small creators helping small creators, and let's Face it, anything that really is sub for sub. No, this is you collaborating with another entrepreneurial content creator where you both create content together, either for one combined project, one piece of content you both contribute to, or, and I kind of like this one more, you create a 2-part piece of content and your channel hosts part 1 and their channel hosts part 2, or vice versa, but you get the idea. This is good for a lot of different types of content that both your channel's followers might like, right? Not just interviews, lots of different types of content go well. But it's not enough to just create the content and publish it. You really both need to send emails to your email lists, promoting both parts of the series, if it's a 2-parter, let's say. You both need to put out social media posts and content that promotes the entire series and drives traffic to both parts of it. Here's where a lot of eager collaborators go wrong. They make the content, they pop it onto the digital or internet of things, and then they sit back, and if they're small creators, nothing happens. You both have to drive traffic, both on and off the YouTube platform for this to work well in this example. And the smaller you are, the more critical this point is, okay? Now, do you approach supersonic huge channels or entrepreneurs or creators and ask them to collaborate? You can, sure, but your odds of winning the lottery are probably greater than your odds of success here. I'd rather you start collaborating with other entrepreneurial creators that are either pretty much exactly your size or a bit smaller or a bit larger than you. Why? You're more likely to get a yes out of them, that's why. And then you can send traffic to one another's channels or accounts, if we're not looking at YouTube, and then you can grow together. Then you have more friends in the community too. You're less lonely. You can never have too many friends, too many business associates, too many contacts. So do network, not just with followers or potential subscribers, ideal customers, but also with other complementary entrepreneurial creators who are climbing the ladder just like you. Then you're happy, your communities can grow collectively, especially if you continue to collaborate with creators on other projects, and you can all have a big, happy digital family to enjoy. How can you go wrong? And that's one main tip behind how to improve your professional coaching brand. The bigger your community grows, the more your professional coaching brand improves, because there's more content, more interaction, more engagement, more attention, more excitement, more crossovers, more people for you as creators to meet in the comments, more people for your current followers or subscribers to meet too in the comments. Wow, we have this topic, this main pain point, this intersecting interest, if you will, in common. We enjoy this in common. We dislike that in common. The bigger your community and the bigger and better everything, including your financial support and profit, can grow, right? Ignore engagement and networking in a variety of ways at your own peril, in my humble opinion. If you need increased exposure and growth and can't invest in paid ads to boost your traffic yet, then I'm telling you, any of the advice in this video can help you out a great deal, until such time as you can run paid ads too. You're never done with organic content marketing, but when you can afford to fold in paid ads too, that's of course always a good thing. So listen, I want to hear from you. Have you ever engaged in serious networking, community building, and collaborating, seeking, like I've just discussed in this video? Comment below. I do read your comments. In the meantime, if you want more help in terms of distinguishing yourself from the crowd and increasing your trustworthiness in the eyes of your niche, I actually have a freebie for you to pick up called 10 Reasons Why You're Viewed as a Fake Guru and How to Gain Credibility and Customers Instead. And you can pick it up at don'tbeafakeguru.com. The link for you to score that freebie guide is in the show notes or the description down below. There you have it. You now have my answer when it comes to the subject of how to improve your professional coaching brand. Need more help? Be sure to check out these 2 awesome videos too, because they'll teach you great content marketing strategies that can also help to blow up your business. Enjoy.